What's up everybody, God Sage here and welcome to a new video. This is going to be what if Deku was Overlord part 2. So we last left off at the entrance exam. It's been about a week and Deku receives his letter. Basically All Might tells him that he got the highest score in the written exam and the practical exam. And he's welcome to his Hero Academia. So a couple of days pass and Deku goes to school. He walks in and he sees Ida and Bakugo arguing. Ida is trying to tell Bakugo to stop disrespecting school property. Bakugo on the other side is just yelling at him saying it's none of his business and he should mind his own business. He enters and he sends someone behind the desk. He basically sends Aizawa sleeping. And he just thinks to himself, so that must be the teacher. Quite odd for someone to sleep right here. As he turns and a lot of people are crowding over him, asking what his quirk is. And he basically just goes sit down and he tells them his quirk is basically magic. They ask him, okay, can you explain further? And he says he can basically do a lot of stuff with his quirk. He can cast fire, water, ice, you name it, as long as he knows the fundamentals of what he can do. They're saying, okay, that's a pretty cool quirk, but how does it work? Before Deku can explain any further, Aizawa jumps out saying they're too loud and they should all shut up. Most of them are just looking, who's this guy? And Aizawa says it took 8 seconds for them to shut up. That's way too long, and they'll have to work on this. As he says, he pulls out their gym wear and tells them that they're going to be having a quirk assessment test. Ida gets up saying, who is he? Why is a bum here? And he can't be ordering them around. Deku just steps in saying, that's no bum, that's the teacher, and that he should sit down and listen for the explanation. Ida somewhat agreeing with this, as the teacher just looks at Deku saying, he might be fun, as he tells them that they will be having a quirk assessment test, and they won't be attending the opening ceremony. A lot of them shouting that's not fair, they work very hard to get to the school, and Aizawa just saying he doesn't care whether it's fair or not, it's a hero's job to fight against fairness, unfairness. A lot of them shut up and go to the locker room, basically getting dressed. As the guys see Deku is buff, and they ask Deku, and Kirishima goes to Deku saying, he looks really manly, and what kind of weight does he carry? Deku saying he doesn't carry any weight, and this is all magic. Kirishima doesn't believe him, and he just says he cast a couple of spells on himself, like enhance muscle and so on. As they walk out, they continue to talk as Aizawa tossed the ball to Deku, saying he got the highest score and he should throw it. Bakugo and Todoroki eyes widen as they see that Deku was the one who got the highest score. Bakugo is getting mad, and Todoroki is just thinking, okay, seems I have another competition. As Deku steps forward and asks Aizawa, how how serious do you want me to throw this? As Aizawa says, throw this with everything you've got. As Deku just cast a few spells like strength, hence strength, greater strengthening, what? Enhanced strength, greater strength enhancements, and so on. As he tosses the ball, Deku's basically like the Hulk with the amount of spells he casts on himself, basically increasing his muscle mass and his durability, strength, speed. As he throws this, a loud shockwave erupts as the speed of the ball breaks the sound barrier. Aizawa was just thinking to himself, well, I walked right into that one. I should have told him to hold back a little. As he looks at the reader as he sees infinity, he just points to all of them saying that was real powerful, and that it looks like he did come out on top. As Deku just smiles saying, of course, he is strong. Bakugo's getting mad and madder saying, I'll beat that little brat and I'll show him who's boss. He's just thinking that to himself, and the what's it called? The test goes on as it did a cannon, but Deku wins everything. I believe Ida got 4 point something seconds on the speed test. Deku just blitzing there and getting about 1.5 seconds, saying he could have done that faster, but he did cap himself at about 30% of his power. We're about level 30, so he can use his full power. As we cut to a couple of days later, that will be the hero versus villain. All Might walks in, busting through the door, saying he's coming in like a normal person. As Kaminari says, I don't think that's a normal person works in. As All Might basically tells them that they're going to be having a hero versus villain test, and that they should get in their costumes. A lot of them get in their costume as they ask Deku where's his, and Deku just saying he doesn't have one. Well, the school didn't give him one. They basically tell him that he needs to, well, give some designs to the school, and they should be able to do it. As Deku just says he doesn't need one, he already has one, and they ask, okay, what is his costume? As he just changes his outfit from his infantry, and puts on, I must say, what the elf on the right is wearing. In that white jacket and this long sleeve shirt, and basically the staff of Momonga. As he wears it, and they ask, okay, they get the outfit, but what's with the staff? And he just says, well, this is a magic staff, basically a support item. It can boost his magic power and his efficiency in using magic. They're saying, wow, okay, can it boost other quirks as well? Deku just saying, no, he doesn't know actually, and he might test that out. As we get onto the pairings, it's going to be Bakugo and Todoroki versus Deku and Momo. Yeah, I'm gonna make it like that. So, Bakugo and Todoroki basically go up first, and Deku and Momo's trying to ask Deku what his plan is and how they should engage this, and Deku just saying he already has a plan. Walk in, beat the holy hell out of Bakugo and Todoroki, and winning. Momo just looked at him and saying that's quite cocky, and just says not cocky. He's just saying what he's going to do. She just says okay, but they need a better plan. Just saying there is no better plan. I'm going to win. As he walks in, Momo trying to run after him, telling him that they really do need a better plan and that he's not just going to beat the top three, well, the top two people behind him. Seeing Bakugo got second and Todoroki got first. She doubts he's going to be able to take them on at the same time. And Deku just turns as they enter the building, saying he's not going to face them at the same time. Besides, we all know how Bakugo is, as they just hear, well, explosions. It says he's coming. Well, Deku says he's coming. As he continues to walk right up the stairs, as he turns the corner and he just sees an explosion coming right at his face. As soon as that happens, as the smoke clears, they see Barrier Deku holding up his hand saying, well, that was close. As Bakugo say that he's going to show him his place and put him in his place and showing that he's the strongest. Deku just saying, okay, whatever you say. As Bakugo continues with an explosion, Deku's just blocking or dodging this, as he just says, well, those puny explosions won't do anything to me. As Bakugo hears this, he snaps, and his gauntlet is fully charged as he points it at him, saying, how about this? As he pulls the pin, an explosion happens. As soon as that happens, Oma is trying to see what happened, saying, are they alright? As Deku just talks, saying, he's fine. They're both fine. As the smoke clears and they see Deku's hand smoking, saying, well, that was quite powerful, but it's still not going to hurt him. As Bakugo is shocked, saying, how? That was his most powerful attack. Well, one of his powerful attacks. As as Deku just says, well, are you done? And if you are, it's my turn. As Bakugo just says no, and he runs towards Deku, twisting and turning and going for a hazard impact. Deku just pointing his finger and saying, it's time for you to go to sleep. As right before Bakugo hits Deku, Deku's finger touches Bakugo's head and he falls asleep. Although the explosion does happen, it doesn't affect Deku, as it sends Bakugo flying. Momo just asking Deku what was that, and he says that was one of his spells. He put Bakugo to sleep. He says it's time for them to take care of Todoroki. She's just in shock and awe, saying he just took out Bakugo in one move. As Todoroki hear that Bakugo is knocked out, he just says finally he can do what he wanted to do in the first place, as he freezes the entire building. As Deku just looks down, saying okay, and as he turns to ask Momo what is Todoroki's quirk, she just says it's half and half cold, half hot. Deku just saying okay, seems like he's only using his ice. As he puts his stuff down, saying greater magic, erasure. As he erases the ice, the entire building goes back to normal. As Todoroki is shocked, he tries it again as he erases again and again, till Deku and Momo reaches the top. Deku just telling Todoroki, well, that was annoying. You should have been able to learn, and you should have used your other side. As Todoroki just says, he's not going to use his side, and I could just say, well, that's unfortunate, but you're going to have to take care of this. As as Todoroki blasts an ice spike at Deku, Deku just points his finger out saying, "Good night," as he casts a sleep spell on it. As Todoroki falls just before the ice spike hits Deku, Deku just telling Momo to go touch the bomb, as they do, and they win. The other matches also go as planned. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. We go straight to the USJ. So they get on the bus and they're going to the USJ. A lot of people asking Deku what he did during the heroes versus villains. He just says he's one of his magic spells. He basically put them to sleep. They're saying, oh, wow, that's nice. What else can he do? And before he tells them anything else, Aizawa just tells them that they're here. Well, as soon as Deku comes off the bus, he just feels something wrong. He wanted to tell Aizawa, but he just figures out that, well, if it's something strong, he might have some fun, seeing as he hasn't had fun since a couple of years, or anytime he faces against a guardian, because he does train with a guardian. As he enters, they see 13 as the girls go crowd around her, and basically 13 gives off their speech, how quirks can be dangerous if in the wrong hands. And as soon as she's through with the speech, Deku just turns and says, come out, I know you're there." As as the rest of the class just turn telling Deku what's wrong, as they see a portal opening, as a bunch of villains just come out. So Mineta asking Aizawa is this part of the, because Mineta is not expelled. Aizawa didn't expel anyone. Mineta asks Aizawa, are those part of the hero course? And Aizawa just saying no, those are real villains and that they should stay put. Actually trying to ask Ida to go get the other heroes before Deku just cast a spell. Now I know this isn't a spell from the Overlord series, but it's a spell I'm bringing in. He casts Perfect Cube. I can't think of any spell, so I'm gonna put this in. As he casts Perfect Cube, Aizawa just asks him what this is. He says it's a form of barrier that negates all and any attacks, but be it physical or mental or quirk based. Aizawa just saying okay, but how are they going to get out of here? And Deku just saying it's alright, he's going to take care of it, as he's going to deal with the villains rather quickly. Aizawa just saying no, that he might be strong, but he can't take that chance. Deku just saying he doesn't care, as he hasn't had fun in a while, and this might be a chance to let loose. As as the villains rush to attack the cube, they do most of them try their quirk on it, as it doesn't work. Shigaraki and Kurogiri coming out announcing themselves as the League of Villains, as they see the villains trying to break the cube. Shigaraki just asks Kurogiri to open a portal and split the kids, split them into different places. As Shigaraki tries to open a portal, but it doesn't work. His portal can't get in. As Kurogiri just turns to Shigaraki saying it doesn't work. He doesn't know why, but the cube doesn't allow his quirk to work on them. Shigaraki just scratches his neck saying that they're cheaters, and it's not fair. As he tells Kurogiri to open a portal, as he puts his hand right through the portal and tries to touch the cube, trying to decay it, as it doesn't work. Just says, how can this be? His quirk should be able to decay almost anything. As Deku just says, well, it's not able to decay this. This is perfect cube. All and any attacks cannot work on this. As Shigaraki asks, who is he? And he just opens a door through the cube and walks out and closes the door, saying, well, he's their worst nightmare. As he walks out, he basically uses touch of despair. I think that's what it is. I don't know if touch of despair or touch of undead, but I do know its effects. As he uses that, all the villains near him just fall to the ground, not dead but knocked out. As he walks forward saying, is that all they have to offer? As Kurogiri just says, as Shigaraki tells Kurogiri to summon the normal. As he does that, the normal comes out. As Shigaraki tells him to kill that boy. As Deku just says, oh really? You want to kill me? As he summons his staff, the staff of Momonga, I think. He summons it and all restrictions are removed. He basically turned into a lich, but he cast an illusion on the cube, basically like a two-sided mirror. The cube, as the others are looking through it, shows Deku in his human form, but outside the cube is Deku in his lich form. As Deku turns into that, the villains are shocked, most of them scared, as you just see a giant skeleton with glowing red eyes and a staff. As Deku just saying, this little creature is not going to be enough to kill him. And he says he does want to have some fun, so he's going to do it. As the normal goes to attack him, he just binds him using magic. As he puts his hand over the normal's chest saying, just for the sake of fun, he's going to give him a bit of his power. As he pumps some magic power into him and turning the normal into a giant. It is basically as big as a 4-story building. As the normal's on its hands and knees, screaming out. As Deku just saying, so that's your maximum limit. I guess it's not going to be fun anymore. As the normal tries to get up and tries to punch Deku just saying it's disappointing and it's no longer needed. As he points to the normal saying black hole. As a black hole appears inside the normal, basically collapsing the normal on itself, disappearing. As Deku just turns back to the villains saying, is that all? Most of the villains are terrified, if not scared. Yeah, it's the same thing. Shigaraki and Kurogiri are just shocked Scared and amazed, seeing someone so strong, looking so villainous, is on the side of heroes and just killed the normal in one hit, supposedly giving his power to the normal and still killing it in one hit. Normal meant to kill All Might. As Shigaraki just shouts out why he's a villain and why is he helping the heroes. As Deku just says he's no villain and they should compare him to those little insects. As Shigaraki just tells Kurogiri to open a portal near him, and as soon as he does, he puts his hand through, trying to touch Deku to decay him. As soon as he does this, it doesn't work. Deku just says little rats shouldn't be touching him as he uses absolute cancel. Yes, I do know this is not a spell that Isogon can use, but bear with me. He uses absolute cancel and cancels the teleportation, basically cutting off Shigaraki's arm, saying that that was quite disgusting and he shouldn't ever touch him. As Shigaraki's on his knees crying out, screaming, Kurogiri just teleports his hand, his torn off hand, bringing it to him and teleporting them back to the bar. As Deku just says, I guess I should go after them, but as he turns to the other villains, telling them that do they want to fight or give up. As the villains, all of them just raising up their hand in a form of defeat, saying that they'll give up. As soon as this happens, All Might busts through the door and Deku just turns back to his human form. As All Might sees this, he catches a glimpse of a soul-like man. He doesn't see Deku's face, but as soon as Deku turns back, he sees his face and it's like, okay. So as he walks down asking what happened, Deku just saying, well, he caught the villains and no one was hurt. Basically undoing the perfect cube and people get out. They explain what happened. Deku uses his spells, knocking the villains out, and All Might is just looking at Deku saying he might be a worthy successor since he's that strong. And basically he didn't kill anyone apart from the normal. Anyway guys, this is where I'm leaving it off, and I will see you on the next one.